Katie White and I are both Akashic Reiki master teachers, and we're just going to give each other healing with the intention of really kind of activating your field in a way that it is inviting in or welcoming in really just energetic data in the form of sensation in your physical body, emotions that come forward, any just kind of energetic movement.
Nations. Yeah.
Yeah, that you can kind of feel in your field. And when that comes forward, it's really an opportunity to invite you into deeper exploration, immersion, being with whatever comes forward. And when we move energy, it moves it on anybody who's open and receptive in our field. So last time we did this, we were like, oh, this is amazing.
Oh, good. It
It
felt
felt
so good. And for
so
like
good.
days after, it felt still good. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing this again where we offer each other healing, and anybody who's here live or on the replay can just receive. It's just as potent, and just allow. Like, that's the best word I can come up with right now, is just allow anything that comes forward to be seen while you're present in this experience to come forward. It could be agitation, it could be tiredness, it could be frustration, it could be elation, it could be new ideas. So, and share them with us if you desire to share them with us in the comments so that we see how this energy is being received by you. Because that's how we learn more about the infinite too, and how it really brings forward different versions of ourselves all the freaking time. We're learning every damn day. Every day is a new day. What's up, Info Prism? How are you? Okay. So, you want to start on me today since I started on you
Do.
last time? Okay.
Not because of that. I'm just feeling that I want to channel to you first. So
I kind
let's
of
do
feel
it.
it too. I kind of feel it too. Okay.
I'm like, not just because of that, but yeah.
All right. I am receiving.
Mm,
Thank you in advance. I'm excited.
mm, yeah. Okay. Literally, the moment I tune into your field, I feel like a chipmunk with like, I feel like I need to go.
Mhm.
So, welcome to Katie's visuals. They're fabulous.
Mhm. It's probably all the chocolate chips in my teeth because I just ate my vegan mint chocolate chip ice cream. It makes me very happy. But anyway,
Mm, sounds so good. You'll have to share that with me, please.
it's really exciting, Katie. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Oh, Info Prism, you're gonna receive so much greatness today. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So yeah, besides the chipmunk being like, it's funny. It's like I see it like that, but it's like I'm sucking out the energy, and it's coming
Mm.
from your heart. So anyway, go ahead and close your eyes.
I already did that.
we'll, we'll we'll drop in here further. There's this like deep pain in my heart, and the words that keep coming up is stale scarcity.
That's hilarious and so on point with what's been coming forward.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay.
I'm writing that down, but go nuts.
It's like stuck in your like lower throat. Stale stability too. Like there's all of these like this staleness. Like old old versions, old identities that need to be seen for a brief moment and get the fuck out. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they're even consciously coming up for you. They just feel like little like thin layers in this like chest heart space that are just waiting for you to go like I
Mm.
think they're like almost stockpiling into like those chipmunk cheeks. and it's so ready to just be like, I think it's like what we were talking about with some of these like old stories. Like you're ready to move beyond these stories.
It doesn't feel like my energy.
Mm.
So the stale scarcity doesn't feel like my energy. It's been 100% my dad's energy. That's what that feels like. And
Okay.
the stale stability is also semi-related to that, but I think some of that is mine.
Maybe that's why they feel so thin, right? Like, yeah, like kind of surfacey level, not to your depth of your core. I
Mm.
don't know. I'm not going to try to figure that out with the mind. Okay. Can you like take a really deep breath in, feeling your chest open and expand, and let the exhale come out your mouth like the back of your throat? Yeah. Can you do that a couple more times, please? Coming in with Saint Germain's Violet Flame. To seal in this space of your throat and higher heart. Tap on your forehead, your third eye, wake that up. Whenever it feels awoke, you can stop. Does your dad's energy feel out of your body now?
That's so funny that you just said that because what came up was this itchiness of my skin, and it was happening last night where I was so itchy. And it's interesting because what just came in around that was like this expansion of my boundaries, right? Like
Yeah.
this extension of my boundaries and upgrading of my boundaries into what I am willing to hold and just being really, really clear on what I'm not and what I am. And so it's like I literally just before you said that made that decision around like, nope, I'm only here for my own. You know what I mean? And so it's almost like he moved. That's interesting.
Perfect. Yeah, because I was feeling like right side, like up here in your head,
Mm.
like out of your headspace. There's like this very almost like an outline of a chord, and then the chord like creates this bubble around him. And so it's like,
Mm,
it feels a lot like that was an imprint from him to you.
mm,
You're aware of it, but you don't feed it anymore. He
mhm,
doesn't feed you anymore. You're feeding it like, this is my boundary. Yeah, like, keep yourself over here. And I feel like that imprint of the cord is released now.
mhm.
A lot of forceful exhales coming out. I mean, obviously you can
Yeah,
hear them, but the left side of the chest feels dense, not heavy.
can I share something?
Yeah.
I just think it's layers of other people's shit, honestly, because yesterday I gave so much energetically and in so many areas of my life. And it was funny because I took a 5-mile walk this morning and I was just like, I felt it just gradually lifting as I walked. And it feels like collective consciousness almost. Like it's collective density that's not related to the people that I gave to, right? It's just like that's just a reflection of the collective layers that have kind of built up. And I think that I keep getting called today to just be with your own field, be with your own field, be with your own field, like nourish your soul,
Yeah.
appreciate and immerse in your own embodiment and just be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's right before you started to speak, I could feel stuff lifting. And then as you spoke, it like almost like moved from here, like out the armpit almost, like
Mm.
just right, like out those pores. So it makes total sense, like with just your sweat and the
Mhm.
pores just opening up to like release. Oh, my right ear is ringing.
It's probably a reminder to practice my high pitched tones for my voice lesson, Katie.
Okay, because that's really painful. I'm like,
Well,
is
because
that
I said
mine or
last
hers?
night, because I said last night when I scheduled my voice lesson for the end of the week, and I was like, "Oh, I have to practice my song," and it's like this huge shift from like lower octave all the way up, and I was like, "Oh, that's so high."
Oh yeah, it's like literally deafening. I can't hear out of my right ear.
It's really high pitched. Maybe that's what it is.
But okay, that also makes me feel like there's a that's part of the exhale, like you practicing and moving that energy through that throat and
Ooh, I
getting
like
into
that.
these new levels, these new expansive levels. Okay, yeah, I can hear now. Whew. Um, that's going to help continue to move this energy and get in tune with your energy as you move out the other consciousness
Mm.
energies that are in you.
Well, yeah, that makes
Uh,
sense because, of course, I'm doing
Yeah,
the voice lessons. It's fun, it's expansive, it's just a different way of like refining my voice, right? But I know it's a deeply spiritual practice. Like I'm
yeah,
extending my range, I'm expanding my capacity. I did it so that I could stabilize my voice even more, right? And so
yeah.
it's just like I know that that's still just symbolic of where I'm going energetically. Yeah.
I love that. There's like maybe it's just this desire, like your sacral. I feel like I want to give something from my sacral to you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's so friendly.
That might not be weird or anything.
Give it to me, baby. I'm open.
Oh, I fucking love energy. Okay. This is weird, Laura. It's like I keep hearing willpower and plan. Like I want to give you those type of traits right now.
Hmm.
Info prison likes our sacral exchange here.
Well, dude, because I have my cycle and it's like the worst day, and I'm like crampy McCramperson, and I feel like a giant uterus. So that's probably.
Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah. It's coming from my right side, so it feels very masculine energy. Um,
Hmm.
it's funny, it's coming from my right side, but like attaching doesn't feel like the right word. It's going to your left is my point. Like playful planliness is the is what's coming.
Oh, I've been feeling into that big time too.
Yeah. You know what? It's making the infinity sign from my right to your left. I feel like there's this exchange happening between us, per usual. I mean,
Yeah. I just felt a release and an opening.
whew, I just closed you. That's awesome.
Why did I just want to call you a bitch? Where did that come? That's my playful planning. I'm just gonna playfully call you a bitch right now, I guess.
Okay.
We are not twins, but you'd think we are.
I freaking love it. And I'm so glad
Alright.
Info Prism you don't think that this is weird because
So
this is
yeah,
energy, friends. This is
yeah.
healing. And I think being like silly and playful when doing some
Oh,
of this like deeper
always.
work, it you have to. You have to.
Well, and
Oh,
it's interesting because it's like, so when I was, so my retreat 2 years ago, one of my clients does a breathwork experience.
yeah, yeah.
And during it, I remember she leads it every year at this retreat. And so the first year was more of like an ancestral release, but the second year was more like stepping into my ministry, stepping into power, all of
Mm.
this. And I remember because she has a playlist that goes with it. And I remember there was a song came on, and it's like one of my favorite spiritual songs that I just belt out. And as soon as it came on, I just flicked her off, which is similar to the bitch feeling that just came up.
Yeah.
And it kind of felt like that, where it's almost like without consciously understanding, I know that I've just been opened into something
Yeah.
I've probably been in resistance to, or I've probably felt like a little shy from, or that I don't even understand. I don't even know, but I feel like
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, you bitch, you just opened me." And it's like a thank you, but oh,
Uh,
man.
well,
That's what it
know that
feels
I'll
like.
hold you and support you. But I think that's partly where that willpower is coming forward too, right?
Mm,
Like to give you that like being held, like you've got this. Like it might feel
mhm.
uncomfortable, but you've got this. Like that's that willpower to go after and do the expansive things, right? The
I
expansive work.
know. And I just wanna have a tantrum, which shows that I obviously had some resistance, like, in my body. I just need to, like, tantrum out a little bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like, I was clearly holding on to something that I don't even understand or know that I was holding on to, because I just feel like,
Right. Yeah, well, my lower back just adjusted. So there you go.
"Okay, yay." I feel I let's fucking go. That's how I feel right now.
Every week, let's do this.
Let's fucking go. Like, I'm, like, ready now. I feel so good now. Like, I feel Leo energy. Mm.
You're welcome, Leo rising over here.
Mm. Thank you for your Leo infusion prior to Lionsgate.
And prior to Leo season in a couple days here.
I'm so excited. Mm.
I'm gonna be in Sedona for Lionsgate. Can't
I
wait.
know you are. I'm so excited.
Oh, it's gonna rip me open. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm ready to receive your upgrades from being in Sedona during Lionsgate. That's amazing. All right, are you ready
gonna
for
be
me to work on you,
intense.
babe?
Yeah, babe.
I
It's
think
gonna
it's
be
time.
intense as long as you promise to hold me after Lionsgate with all that upgrading, because.
I got you. I got you. All right. Take a breath, hot stuff, and just receive. Going right to your solar plexus, just boosting the energy there. Allowing that to radiate outward. Your solar plexus wants to anchor into the roots and just allowing that tether to form and extend, fortify, and anchor. Let your legs feel like jello.
They already do.
Yay. Opening up a door in the back of the heart space.
Did you just see me shiver?
No, my eyes were closed.
Yeah, mine too. I feel like somebody's here.
Mm. You're carrying your husband's energy in the back of your heart space. This open door is allowing that energy to release. It's old. It's the release of stale, that word stale again, stale
Mhm.
responsibility to open to the fresh ownership of lighter, more gentle, easeful, flowing responsibility. Not a rigid, attached, practical responsibility.
Mm. I like that.
A loosened responsibility, a definition of responsibility that feels really consonant with how you operate, that feels light and not, again, attached is the best word in any way. Also, carrying responsibility for your children is existing here. This energy also desires to just leak out a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit,
Mm.
just to create more space for their sovereignty and your depth of trust in their path. Not requiring them to require you.
Is that even mine? Ooh,
No,
I just
that's
had a conversation
also,
with a yeah,
go ahead.
I just had a client conversation that she was having where we were working with her son's energy, and I was like, it's kind of that like strangling helicopter. I'm like, you have to trust that he can do this.
It's not her energy though. It's old belief systems and ways that you and your husband have put together up until this point that have still been carried, and it's like really opening this door of freedom to give you the space to be able to guide your children based on your natural flow and their natural flow and your trust and investment in their natural flow without having anybody's voice
Yeah.
impact the way you naturally desire to guide and hold and really just anchor them. Um, this really lightens and opens your field a lot.
Yeah.
Just closing that door in the back of the heart. Just give yourself a couple breaths. Just kind of seal the back of the heart and allow any energy that feels, I guess, floating in this space to anchor down into the root. Okay. I feel like you're you now. Now we're just here with your energy.
Hmm. I feel it.
Mm. Yeah, your higher self is dropping in through the crown. Let's just give it some space. It's kind of like, ah, finally, right? Like I have that space within.
Hmm. It's like my text to you this morning.
Yeah, yeah. It just wants to relax within you right now. Like imagine you guys just kind of laying back together. Interestingly, it kind of wants to absorb through the back body down into Mother Earth, your higher self. Your higher self is kind of like laying in the root system of Mother Earth and the soil and between the roots and just kind of absorbing nutrients from this space, nourishment, deep sacred medicine. And then rising back up into the body and bringing that into absorption into the body. And we're just going to give this a few breaths to saturate. Just soak it up like a sponge with each breath. Open your eyes really widely and then close them again fast. On your inhale, open your eyes really widely. On your exhale, close them again. And one more. This is a recalibration. Inhale, open the eyes. Close. Now just relax. Allow all the tension in the body to release. Shake out the arms if you need to. Shake out the head. Even move the tongue in the mouth. Swallow. And just be here for a few minutes. Few breaths, really. Just holding the back of your heart space. It feels like you want and need someone to just kind of hold the back of your heart space for like 7 days. That's what it sounds like. Like you need someone to just kind of hold the back of the heart space for that stability for you. It's like you desire that holding and that human sanctuary to be able to sustain this opening and this new embodiment, this nourished, fresh, light embodiment. Feel the sensation of my hand on your back. Breathe into it and allow your back to not move as it presses against my hand. My hand is very firmly there holding you. Just breathe a few times into my hand. Feel the sensation as you exhale from my hand all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Allow the sensation of my hand to radiate through the back and the top of your head. Allow your fortification to temporarily come from another through sensation as you allow the rest of the body and energy field to soften and open so that you can hold that opening and softening sustainably throughout this week. Okay, just pulling some of this excess energy down the arms. Good job. Open your palms to receive. Archangel Michael is just putting his hand on the top of your head and one hand on the back of your head. Allow yourself to feel into the sensation of this holding. Allow the sensation of this holding to also breathe through the body and energy field. They keep bringing forward, you are alive. You are invigorated. You are vital. You are deep enrichment. You are source and you are resourced. Allow the Kundalini movement up the spine. Very playfully and lightly. This is like a very playful Kundalini lightning coming up the spine. And it's not a clearing or a cleansing or an alignment as much of it's just like a kind of like an experiment, like a playful, ooh, let's see what energy decides to dance with us today. They're saying this is the source of your vitality, this playful lightness, this, hey, I'm going to play. Who wants to play? What's going to arrive? Curiosity. Allowing this to settle into the throat as a spiral, kind of bringing in the quantum spiral behind the throat, which is really powerful because they're bringing that in addition to the playful Kundalini stuff. But what they're saying is like, let yourself just emote through the mouth this week. Like, say whatever the fuck you want. Let yourself just play with words, with the with the tone of your voice, with what desires to come out. It could be that you break into random song. It could be you break into chanting. It could be that you just are very chatty. Allow yourself to be vocal this week in a way that doesn't have any direction or intention. It's just allowing flow through the voice to be emanated.
Mm.
This is going to open you up big time. It's going to settle you into your body. And it's going to anchor you into that ownership of that fresh energy that we're talking about. Just releasing any of the mind energy throughout the ears on your exhales. Just coming to your crown. We're just going to lift your crown a little bit because it's kind of condensed and settled a little bit more, a little bit lower than it desires to be. So we're just going to allow this to lift a little bit from the top of the head and just create a little bit more space in the crown. And they're saying this is not for receptivity from source necessarily, but for an offering. So that as you feel any kind of buildup in the body, whether that's emotional, physical, energetic, you're allowing this to rise up to the crown, allow it to kind of spiral and swirl at the crown. And then as you breathe a few times, just allow that to lift, offering almost like this, few inches of space between the top of your head and the crown. 6 inches, 12 inches. Play with raising and lowering the crown as you offer, to the universe. Okay, and now just receive. Relax everything in the body and the energy field and just receive. Allow your whole field to smooth and just circulate energy coming into harmony with everything that we've moved today. Finding that anchor in the throat and an anchor in the root. Allowing these to be your points to return to as you draw energy upward into the crown this week. And you allow playful, flowing expression. Okay, whenever you feel ready, you can come back.
Mm. I feel like I just took the biggest nap ever.
Hmm.
Mm. Thank you.
Hmm. You're welcome. That felt really good.
Mm. I don't have words.
Neither do I. I just feel very present.
Yeah. There's this it's that feeling like when you take either when you take a quick power nap and you wake up really refreshed, or if you get like a great night's sleep for the first time in a while and you just have like there's this refresh, you're like, oh my God, whew.
Mm.
Like, right, everything feels smooth, everything feels like, okay, I got this, like we can take this day with this energy, and like, right, it's like that waking up feeling of pure refreshment.
Yes, and I like it because it's a nice grounding and smoothing from the let's fucking go Leo energy that came forward when you channeled for me,
Yep.
which is amazing. And I think so important to share with people too that that's such a good energy, right? Like it's such a, like a, I mean, as we label energy, I don't like to label energy, but it's just like a, whoo, yeah, like let's go. But even in an excited state, that's a nervous system activation, right? And
Mhm.
so it's like, it's bringing ourselves into that duality of holding that momentum and allowing and feeling and welcoming that momentum at the same time that we allow ourselves to be in that like centered, anchored, refreshed, clean, even energy. Like both get to exist simultaneously.
And I love this because, like, if I look at my day thus far, right, it's like the beginning half of my day was really productive. Excuse me, a lot of movement, a lot of like getting stuff done off my list, right? And I sat here before our call being like, okay, you're going to need to relax and rest, right? Like, and
Mhm.
so I feel like exactly as you just said, right? Being able to hold both, it's like, okay, after this, it's probably time to put away my to do list, knowing that it'll be
Yes.
there tomorrow,
Mhm.
and relax into that receive, into that flow, into that feminine.
Yeah, and it's like allow the momentum to simmer.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't have I think a lot of people can feel like the momentum is this call to action by spirit or by your intuition, and it is, but it doesn't have to happen immediately. There's no timeline, right?
Right.
There's no timeline when we're receiving this stuff, and so it's like let yourself immerse in the momentum, and the momentum will move itself instead of this almost reactive momentum to what we're receiving spiritually. And I think that can happen with a lot of people when they say, "Oh my gosh, I'm getting all these downloads and I don't know what to do. They're coming in like wildfire." And it's like, okay, but we're co-creative and we get to make choice and we get to decide and say, I get to choose the pace at which I receive, integrate, and execute this.
Right, because what's coming up for me, right, is like, and this happens all the time to people, it's like you get those downloads, you get that fiery energy, right, of that go, 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 and that's when you burn out, right? So
Yes.
it's like I could easily take this first day where I have no children around, where
Mhm.
I have so much space that I want to dive into do all the things, but I know that won't serve me or my kids because I will be burnt out by the time I have to go pick them up,
Yep.
right? So it is that it's almost like I guess parenting yourself a little bit too, right? We wouldn't let our
Mhm.
kids go 400 million miles a minute all day long, right? Or if we did, then we end up paying for it in some way, shape, or form
Yeah, oh, what
for
you
their
mean,
pure
like
exhaustion.
Emma last night after she did 8,000 things during the day, and she's like, "I don't understand why not we're not playing pickleball tonight." And she's, like, in a coma on the couch. I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, I have no idea
yeah,
why. Yeah.
yeah."
Yeah.
But no, it's true, and I think that, when I say we decide, I wanna be very clear that that's not a decision made in the mind, right?
No.
That's a decision made through sensation and a knowing and a movement of the soul kind of urging, um, at a pace that we've come into settledness with within our own nervous system and embodiment.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay. I feel complete. Do you feel complete?
I feel so good. Yeah, so complete.
Me too, dudes. Thanks for being here with us and receiving whatever you received. Please share anything that came forward for you or just got kind of tickled in your field, catalyzed, opened, any awarenesses or sensations that came forward for you. Um, we're going to be here again next week. We'll let you know what time it's going to be. We also have an in person retreat coming up in September from the 13th to the 17th in what mountain range is this in? The Berkshires.
It's the Berkshire. I was going to say it's the Berkshires. I don't remember the exact town.
Well, because it's in Williamstown, Massachusetts.
Good
Yes,
memory.
we'll put the link in the comments so you guys can check that out on the replay. But this is what we do. I mean, we work on each other. We allow what comes forward to guide our next steps on retreats. We leave a lot of space in between the protocols that are coming through spirit to really allow what's coming forward to guide us. It's very customized, very personal, and it's a smaller retreat, so there's a lot of intimacy and connection, which is perfect because it's a retreat on intimacy.
I
It's
was
called
going to
to
say it's
yeah,
an intimacy retreat. Imagine that.
to be well loved, and it's intimacy with ourselves, intimacy with source and our guides, intimacy with others, obviously, and the fact that our relationships and all these areas of our lives are really gateways and
Yeah.
catalysts into our own fortification and self
Yeah.
allowance. Go ahead.
Yeah,
What were you gonna
our
say?
soul's desires, right? Aligning to those
Mhm.
and allowing ourselves to soften, right? But then also
Mm.
hold those firm boundaries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Powerhouse energy, softened powerhouse energy.
What it is.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right, beautiful friend. Thank you for joining me. And thank
Yeah,
you
thank
everyone for
you.
joining us live or on the replay. And we'll see you guys soon.
Sounds good. Bye.